So in relation to the driver of the vehicle that was involved in this collision, I said it a couple days ago and I'll continue to say it. We are encouraging you to turn yourself in. We understand that you left the scene. We don't know why, but you need to come and speak with us. There's a boy that has lost his life. The situation is very tragic. We understand that you may not have seen the boy entering the roadway and you collided with him. The fact is we need to deal with the situation and you need to come forward and speak with police. The community has been great. We asked for their assistance in locating vehicles that were red, mid-size, possibly SUVs, possibly minivans. The community has come forward. We are getting tips from all over BC stating that, we know people in Fort St. John that have similar vehicles, people that are driving down the street, they're observing vehicles have damage on their passenger side and they're calling it in, and we're following up on every lead that we get.
What kind of happens now? Are you just continuing to go through? I know people have had, they've been pulled over, you've been looking at all these different vehicles. What's kind of the next steps in your investigation?
Well, what we're doing right now is we're going over the original statements that were provided by some of the witnesses who saw this collision. We're asking them different questions to trying to obtain further details about this vehicle. But again, every time we receive a tip from the public, we're going out. We have had cases where IDENT, our forensic identification services, have come out to check on some of these vehicles. So the public may have seen us checking a vehicle and thought that we had located the suspect vehicle. We've checked several vehicles, we've done examinations on them, and I can't say at this point that we've located the suspect vehicle, so I need the public to continue to call in.
What were you able to find the vehicle on any surveillance cameras around the area?
At this point, we haven't located the vehicle. We've checked the businesses on the East Bypass, and we're going to continue to check all the businesses. Unfortunately, there's so much video surveillance there, it takes time to go through them.
You had asked for, you said that it was your understanding there were additional witnesses at the scene. Mm-hmm. Have any of them come forward?
They have. What happened was because it was there was a lot of people there and there was a lot of things happening. People believed that, okay, police and ambulance are on scene, I'm going to leave now, right? And so they didn't think that they had anything to offer. They do, and when we put out the plea for them to come forward, a lot of them have come forward and told us what they found at the scene when they arrived. There are still some people that stopped and then left. They might not have actually got out of their vehicles and done anything, but we'd like to talk to you to see what you saw as you were approaching this collision or as you were leaving it.
Around town there was quite a few buildings and a couple fences and stuff that were vandalized with some remarks asking for this person to turn themselves in. Are you guys looking into that, or are you just thinking it's just vandalism?
At this point, I think it's clear to me that the community is quite upset of what has happened here, that the driver didn't remain at the scene and that left the scene. The community is upset. We've seen it on the blogs, we've seen it on the websites. They're urging this person to turn themselves in. At this point, vandalism, it's been a problem in this community. We're trying to deal with it. We don't know who was responsible for that vandalism, but we're asking to not do that kind of action. Instead, talk to people, put the word out there, and if anybody has information, contact the police.
How's the family been doing in the last day or so?
The family is they're so traumatized by the event. I know there's been repeated questions asking them if they can talk to the media. They are so traumatized, they are so upset. Thankfully, they have family and they have friends that they can fall onto, but they are very upset.